Hi, my name is Mitra Manesh. I'm a servant. I serve through teaching, coaching, consulting, or any other way that I can find to share what I know with those who want to know. And this Lights On podcast is one of those ways. It was created with consciousness and mindful living in heart. So join us as we travel through many roads of learning and transformation together. And if you enjoy our podcast, please give us feedback by rating us 5-star and share us with others if you think they may benefit from it. On behalf of my team, I thank you for your presence. This episode is about mindful parenting. It's just a short part of the longer workshop that I was doing at the UCLA Health Mindful Awareness Research Center. The title of the workshop was Mindful Parenting. And one of the discussions was around the unhealthy roles that we play as parents. And I divided those roles to 3 main roles. The first one being the critic, that we feel like we have to always criticize our children for some reason. And the second role is the role of the rescuer. So when our child are going through normal ups and downs of life, we feel like we have to just parachute ourselves in and rescue them and let them just be, non-participant in their own life. And the third one is the role of a victim, which normally comes because we have over-participated in some other areas, and as a result, we're exhausted. So now we are the victim. Do you know how tired I am? Do you know the things that I have to do? And so on and so forth. So I'm just choosing to bring this part to you because it really is helpful when we identify the unhealthy roles. And to find out more about this, you can just explore our courses. But for this particular part, it's just to identify the unhealthy roles that you may be playing from time to time. I hope that you compassionately and gently listen to this and wisely identify if you have a role that looks like or sounds like these roles. Let's take a listen together. So there are 3 characters, and I want to explain them so that in a way that you can see if you can recognize yourself from time to time becoming that character. The first of all and the most common one is the critic. The character that is critic, that we feel, these like movie critic, their job is to watch movies or restaurant or food critic. Their job is to eat it, to see it, to watch it and tell us what's wrong. Basically, that's what it is. Or sometimes to tell us what's right, but basically what's wrong. The director didn't do this, the food it was not warm enough. And in a way, sometimes we take that role and we believe that we need to be a constant, what I call perpetual feedbacker, which really is critic because remember all the assumptions and beliefs that we had. So now we're hypersensitive about them. It's not just a restaurant. It's my restaurant. It's not just a movie. It's the movie that my child is making. So we are constantly giving feedback and act as the critic in their life. So are you saying, Mitra, we shouldn't give any feedback to our children? No, I'm not saying that. In fact, it's great to give feedback. But first of all, when it's time, when there's asked for, when there's a balance of what is right and then what can be better, not always saying almost like a persecutor that always saying like, this is wrong and that's wrong and you shouldn't be doing this. And I call it shoulding. You do a lot of shoulding in the family. So that's the critic character and personality. And it's not that like we are only one character. It's just we are dominantly sometimes that character if we are not healthy in our parenting. The next one is the rescuer. The rescuer character is the one that thinks that they have to jump in and, like what I was and my teacher was criticizing me, and just save the children from everything that is going to happen to them or has happened to them. So the rescuer character. The third one is the victim character. And that's the one that we get when we're really exhausted and we sit there and we complain to our children and we say, do you know what I've done today? I did this, I did that, and this doesn't work, and you did that, and you said that, and blah, blah, blah. And we give them this feeling of, oh my God, like I'm destroying my parents kind of feeling. And it might be right. I mean, I want to bring compassion to all of us. It's not like we don't have the right to be exhausted. We don't have the right to do these things. But I want you to see those characters, because these characters are symbolic. They're archetypal. And these archetypal characters are very much living in most of us. And there are many, but these are the main three that usually speak out and show up. So I want you to just take a second. We won't even do a practice around it, but I just want you to take a second and see if you identify with one of these characters, the critic or the judge all the time, the rescuer that just jumps in and does all the homework and takes this and wants to go to school and tell people off, or if they're older, and sometimes when they're older, I just want to call their, one of my clients would say, I'm going to call the in-laws of my son to just tell them. And I said, how old is he? He said, he's older. Like, how old? 49. And I said, you're going to call his in-laws? She said, yeah, I shouldn't. I said, I don't know. I wouldn't, but who am I to tell you? So that rescuer, we want to rescue our child. Or the victim. Do you know how bad I have it? Do you know how tired I am? Do you know I've done all these things? So let's see if you can recognize any of these characters in you. If the subject of mindful parenting is of interest to you, and if you would like to dive deeper into it, you can access the full course at mitramanesh.com/store. Hope this episode answered the question or two for you, or provoked and inspired questions in you. I'm so grateful you showed up and listened up. Until the next time, be well and stay curious.